time for the weekly rocket report. More yawning because I see the dog and it reminds me that I didn't get enough sleep. Rocket didn't sleep well last night. Um, he wasn't feeling well. We didn't know this until this morning, but he wasn't feeling well, mainly because his stomach was bothering him. Even though he was eating, feeding him food because I thought that's what he was. He was hungry, but he ate the food, and no big deal. But he wasn't happy last night for whatever reason, and this morning we found out why. We'll just leave it at that. Um, but yesterday, and I think yesterday was actually the key to why his stomach was upset because he got stressed out from getting a pedicure. Hey, Fukuros, welcome back. Because he needed his nails clipped, and Mrs. Gimpy doesn't like it when I do it because she doesn't feel confident in my ability not to bleed him to death. So takes him to the groomer real quick. It's only like $5, so no big deal. But it's the trip over there and the trip back that stresses him out because he just doesn't like going in the car anymore. He doesn't like going in his stroller. He doesn't like going in the car. He doesn't like going up in the bed or furniture in general. He just likes being on the ground. And that little trip was enough to stress him out. And I think that's what the issue with the stomach was last night. So, and Soul, thank you for the 50 consecutive streams watch. Much appreciated. Oh. So yeah. So Rocky got his nails clipped yesterday. Stressed him out. We paid the price this morning. So he's a crotchety old guy. Oh yeah. Well, he's not crotchety. He's a little angry. Well, is he angry? I don't know if he's angry. He's stubborn as hell. Keep this streak going. You keep it going as long as you need to, so. But anyway, so that was Rocket yesterday and this morning, technically. Other parts of the week, he was doing okay. He's on new medication officially. We're using chicken broth to get it to him because it's just a more definitive way of giving it to him. Although this morning he wouldn't take it because of his stomach being upset. He wasn't eating it at all. And so he hasn't had his medication today, and he didn't have it by an hour ago. And I told Mrs. Gimpy, let's not give him to him today, because if we give it to him now, that means we have to wait until like 10, 11 o'clock tonight to give it to him again, because it's every 12 hours type deal. And it's going to be a pain to give it to him at that time of night. So say, screw it, we'll just go straight CBD today and just give it to him every 4 to 6 hours. He should be okay. Fingers crossed. So we'll see. And what else? What else, Rocky? What else did you do this week? Oh, well, what else did he do? You had a pretty normal week, actually, for the most part. Yeah, a couple of nights that were rough sleeping, but not a big deal. And mainly, it's the new medication. It's no different than the other medications, but Mrs. Gimpy thinks it's supposed to be magic and whatever it is, and when it kicks in, he's supposed to be magically fixed or happy, whatever words you want to choose, better, right? And it's not working out that way because it was supposed to make him relaxed and help a little bit with his pain. And what was the other one? Oh, it makes him supposed to make him relaxed, and that was the big deal. And it doesn't. That's the funny. Every time somebody says, "Oh, this is going to make him feel better, make him feel more relaxed," and that kind of stuff, never works. The CBD was supposed to help him feel more relaxed and stuff. Nope. This new stuff. Nope. Some other stuff that we used. Nope. Nothing makes him feel relaxed. The only thing that makes him feel relaxed is a full tummy, just like in that picture. So that's the way. That's the expression we're going for. Hey, Taco, welcome back. So, anyway, he's up there. He's getting up there. Oh, what else? Just pet him some more. I try. I do my best. He got his water massage or his post bath drying massages. He loves getting rubbed by the towel. Once he realizes what's going on, he kind of just lays into it and he just relaxes and stuff. That's the only thing that makes him relax is getting rubbed down after a bath. In all honesty, give him a bath, take him out of the tub. He's kind of anxious and stuff, but once you get the towel on him, you start rubbing him down and stuff, he totally relaxes. So that's the magic serum right there. If we could bottle the towel massage, we'd make a fortune, I think. But unfortunately, he can't. So, but he loves it, and he just relaxes after he gets a nice little massage, body massage. He's good to go. Well, good to go to sleep. So, has he done any sculpting? No, he doesn't do any sculpting. I'm just looking at pictures right now. That one's there for the tongue. Which we've got new picture coming up soon here. Yeah, I still got to figure out which one that one is. For whatever reason, that one's not working for some reason. Don't know why. That's not the newest one. Getting there. Almost there. No, it's not that one. That one's from just like a week or two ago. These are a couple weeks back, I guess. That's a little burrito. That's the position he loves. He loves being wrapped in a towel. Plain and simple. There's eating his food. Sleeping with the sun in his eyes. Just sleeping with his eyes half open. He likes doing that. It's not creepy at all. That one's, I think, from last week. And then that one's this week. You can't see it, but his tongue is out. It's barely out, but it's out. That's his cooling pad that is laying on. So that's our new pictures and stuff. This thing is just getting longer and longer. The little slideshow just gets longer and longer every week. What else? There wasn't really. Other than the pedicure, the tongue must always be out. That's what I tell Mrs. Gimpy. She goes, "How do you know when he's asleep?" I go, "When the tongue comes out. He's laying on the ground. His eyes are maybe closed, but the tongue is out. When the tongue comes out, that's the big indication when he's sleeping, because that means he's totally relaxed." It's chilly for you. It is not chilly here. It is our temperature. Our temperature is currently. Internet is wrong. It is not 57 degrees Fahrenheit. It is so wrong. Why is that so wrong? Wow. Apparently the internet's broken. Oh, there it goes. It is currently 81 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the high for today, basically. 81. We're supposed to be down to the upper 60s by the end of next week. Yay. And then I think tomorrow, I think is the hottest day for us. I think we're supposed to be like 84 tomorrow, somewhere on there. And then by Friday next week, we might be getting rain. It's going to be upper 60s. So I was telling Mrs. Gimpy we're getting this, looking at the weather last night. And she goes, "Why is it so cold?" I go, she goes, "Why is it so hot? And then it's going to get cold." And I go, "Welcome to October. It's like this every year." New Jersey Devils, welcome to the stream. It snowed last night. I'm sorry. It doesn't snow here. Jeff, welcome back. And I don't live near Ventura. Ventura is like a good 150 miles away from me. It's not even close. Plus, they're on the water, so it's a little bit cooler. Jeff is at third. Oh, did you get snow? No, but here October it's autumn. We go everywhere we can hit up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and we can get icy rain depending on where the water is coming from. If it's coming from Alaska, we'll get cold weather. We might get lucky and get some snow up in the mountains, but I don't think it's happening this week because they're saying the rain is maybe a possibility, and I don't think it's coming out of Alaska. So. Middle of the Canadian prairies. Sounds prairie. I'm in Southern California. It doesn't The only time we see snow is if we open up our freezer or we go up to the mountains somewhere. That's the only time we see snow. We barely even see rain. So that's the way it is. Anyway, and Mickey and Rocket never made it to the snow. Drove through it, but never stopped for it, which I'm not sure if I regret it or not. Because with them being so short, the one time that we drove through the mountains when it was snowing, the snow was higher than they were tall, so I don't think that would have worked out too well for them. So, uh, a 6-year-old Alaskan Klike Kai. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. Rocket, he's so old. He's sleeping right now, by the way. He's snoring away in the living room. It's a 16-inch tall mini husky. Sounds like a little bundle of energy. Should probably get it hooked up to a nuclear reactor somewhere. Still gotta figure where that picture is. 22 pounds. It's 16 inches tall. Yeah, I guess that's about right. Depending on how old he is. 6 years. Yeah, that's about right. He loves to run. Well, it's a husky. Even if it's a miniature husky, it should always love to run. Rocket here, he used to love to run. Him and his brother ran all the damn time when they were younger. 2 little nuclear reactors. We attached him to a treadmill to generate some power, but never hooked it up correctly, so it never worked. It's in the palm of your hand. Rocket's head fits in the palm of my hand too. He's only, see, they were what, 14, 15 inches? I think they're 15 inches tall, maybe 14. But they never broke 15 pounds either. And Rocket's 10 pounds as of last week, so. But that's what you expect out of an 18-year-old dog. They're not supposed to weigh a lot, so. I'm trying to convince Mrs. Gimpy that you can actually carry him around with one arm. You don't need two hands to carry Rocket. He's small enough that he fits, for me, fits in my arm from the crook of my elbow to my hand. He can just basically just lay there. I can carry him around that way. Mrs. Gimpy goes, no, you need 2 hands to carry him just in case, he falls out. And I go, he's not going to fall out. He's not going to fall out. So, consider Papillon too. Papillons are good dogs. They're smart. That's the only downside, because they're smart. How's that a downside? Because they will outsmart you if you're not careful. Like Mrs. Gimpy is she's been wrapped around Rocket's little paw since the first night we had him. He has so trained her in so many different ways. It's not even funny. He owns her. Sometimes I wonder who owns who here, because he doesn't do anything she wants. He does whatever he wants, always has. So, looking for a rescue or adoption. No, that works. From day one, Mickey and Rocket, they owned her. Or they've owned Mrs. Gimpy since day one. No questions. No questions at all. So, anyway. Actually allows you to be carried. Allows you to be carried by ES. Yes. They must have owned me too, to a degree. Our relationship is different than the relationship I had with Mickey and Rocket was very different than the relationship she had with her, or they had with her, because they just did whatever they wanted around her. They just act like they're suffering, and they get whatever they want. They get treats, they get to sleep wherever they want, all that kind of fun stuff. For me, it was, or it's always been, I'm their I'm a rock, I guess. What's the right word? The security in their life, I guess. I don't. It's hard to understand. It's hard to explain, I guess. they see Mrs. Gimpy as the source of food, and she never denies them food. Anchor, I don't know. Are they both bonded to me? Well, Mickey passed away almost 2 years ago. Rocket's brother. He's not in any of these pictures, but they bonded to me. They're bonded to each other for sure. I don't know if they bonded to. I don't know if they bonded to either me or Mrs. Gimpy. Yes, I'm the alpha male in their life. I am the leader of the pack. Always have been. Mickey challenged when we first got them. They were only 10 weeks old, and from that point on, Mickey was the alpha in their in Rocket and Mickey's relationship. Mickey was the alpha, and so as a result, Rocket always, pretty much followed Mickey around, did what he was supposed to, said what he was supposed to do, that kind of stuff. And then they come to us, and now I'm the alpha by default. And Mickey tries to exert his will on me throughout the years from time to time, and I just put him in his place every time. It's really difficult when the dog only weighs, 10, 15 pounds. It's really hard to exert your dominance on them. So physically, and it was a game we played basically. Did they choose one person? I don't think so. Maybe. I guess when you say choose one person, it's because this will give you an idea of what it was like, or what it was like to have both of them around at the same time. During the day, working, whatever. I worked from home from the very first time. I started working from home at full time in 2005, and we got them in the end of 2007. So they never known me to be anywhere else but here. And as a result, for the first half of their lives, I was here working. Mrs. Gimpy would be doing stuff around the house and doing errands and taking care of her parents and that kind of stuff. So she was always coming and going, and I was the anchor there. And as a result, they spent most of their time here at my desk. Either, Rocket would usually be in, there's a dog bed underneath my desk, and Rocket would sleep in there, and Mickey would stay out, and he'd actually lay on the floor next to me to my left side. And that was it for like 5-6 years easy. And that was during the day. Nighttime comes around, time for dinner. We have our dinner, blah, blah, blah. And then after dinner was playtime. And because the dogs were young, right? So they need to burn their exercise and that kind of thing. And so, and playing with them consisted of either I sit on the couch and they attack me. Basically, it was fight. It was my hands against their mouths, playing that kind of stuff. My hands were very chewed up for the first year or two, because little puppy teeth do wonders to human skin. And so we do that, and be wrestling both of them at the same time, and pinning them down to show them who's boss and that kind of stuff. And then after we did that for a little while, then it was time to break out the toys. We do tug of war, try to do a little fetching, that kind of stuff, that kind of thing. And that was basically our relationship for the first 5 years or so. And then as I got older, things changed a little bit, mainly in the fact that they weren't as energetic because, at 5 or 6 years old, dogs tend to calm down a little bit. And we'd still play, not the wrestling portion, but we'd still do the fetch and tug of war and that kind of, basically playing with the toys and let them, play with each other if they want, and, make sure that they understand who the boss is still, that kind of thing. The thing is, Mrs. Gimpy really never participated there. Or, she'd watch, she'd laugh, and she'd do her own thing and that kind of thing. But for us, it was, nighttime has always been me and the dogs. And after we're done playing, I sit on the couch, which is a recliner, and I recline back, and Mickey would crawl onto my legs, and Rocket crawls up on the couch and lays right next to me, right along my thigh. So that was the rest of the night, basically, until we went to bed. It was like Mickey stretched out on my legs, Rocket stretched out right next to me, Mrs. Gimpy's on the other side of the couch. That was our relationship. And every now and then, Rocket would get up and move to, go visit Mrs. Gimpy to make sure she was still there, that kind of thing. But for the most part, I was their, I'm the alpha, I'm their anchor. They go to me for security and stability. That's basically what my role has always been for them. And if there was any type of bonding going on, I would say Mickey probably bonded to me and Rocket probably bonded to Mrs. Gimpy. Mainly because what Rocket wanted, Rocket got with Mrs. Gimpy. With me, it didn't work that way. You know, if he wanted something, he knew he wasn't guaranteed to get it from me, like treats or extra food or that kind of stuff. Mrs. Gimpy, it was just a matter, he goes up to her and he goes, you know, he'd do his little when he was younger, when his hips weren't messed up, he would sit up on his, on his back legs. He would sit up and he kind of do a waving thing with his paws. We have a video of that, not on this slideshow, but we have a video of him, what he used to do. Mrs. Gimpy thought it was adorable. And every time he did it, she'd give him a treat every friggin' time. So, and he'd do it for her, and then for me, he'd do it, and he'd just sit there. He'd be sitting up like a meerkat, just sitting there with his paws out. They weren't waving anymore; they were just kind of like drooped down, and he'd just be looking at me, and you can see the disappointment in his face because I'm not giving him any treats. And so he'd just get up and he'd move and go over to Mrs. Gimpy, do it, get a treat. He's good. So that's our relationship. It's always been that way. And Mickey never did that either. That's the funny part, is Mickey never asked me for treats, which is bizarre. I mean, well, that's not bizarre because that's not how he saw me. He didn't see me as a treat machine. He saw Mrs. Gimpy as a treat machine, but he never saw me that way. He saw me as the boss, and he was actually my shadow, and he followed me everywhere. If I would get up, and especially when he was younger, he'd follow me no matter where I went. And it was funny and annoying at the same time. And then of course we have the whole stories that he used to wake me up in the morning and stuff, because when I had a regular job, I'd get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and stuff. Alarm goes off and whatever. And when the alarm goes off the first time, he learned that I'm not actually getting up. So, because I hit the snooze button. And so but when the alarm would first go up, you could, I hit the snooze button, you can hear him get up on the bed, and he lays down on my feet. And then, I snooze back off or snooze down or snooze off for a couple of more minutes. And then the alarm goes off the second time. He goes, okay, it's for real now. And he attacks me. It was hilarious. He did that every friggin' day, except for the weekends. And because, no alarm clock on the weekends, but every Monday through Friday, every morning he attacked me when that alarm clock went off. And he did that until he was like 15, 16 years old. You snooze off and so do your feet. Yep, pretty much. Well, I hope we do. I hope they do. So anyway, but yeah, so if you're going bonded, Mickey was probably bonded to me more than likely. Rocket, he's bonded to Mrs. Gimp. He still is. I mean, he is so attached to her. He freaks out when she leaves the room for too long. Leaves the house for 30 seconds and he freaks out. If I do, no big deal. He'll be back. Mrs. Gimpy, he never knows when she's going to be back, even though she's come back every time for 18 plus years. So, but he gets super anxious when she leaves the room. And so, yeah, I would say he's definitely bonded to her. So, anyway, we're done with the weekly Rocket Report because this has gone on a little bit longer than I intended, but that's okay. It's always fun to talk about the dogs. Memories. Not spoiled. Definitely not spoiled. You notice every time he's laying on the floor, there's some type of cushion underneath him. Not saying he doesn't deserve it, but I mean, look at that picture right there. There's 2 cushions and a rug behind him, and that little stand is his water dish. Okay, that one doesn't have any cushions. That's just the tile at our front door. But he left us laying on the tiles, too. There's more cushions. Oh, he's actually on the floor. No cushions, but that was a situation where he was supposed to be going for a walk. He wasn't ready. Not spoiled dogs are always welcome, right? Oh, that's where he's using my foot as a pillow. That's his newest thing, too. Actually, it's not new. It's more of a revisiting of a very old thing where they used to sleep on my feet all the time. That's the mirror. The mirror that started it all. Poor Rory. Rory misses his little brother. Rory misses his big brother. Rory is my mom's Golden Retriever. She was over here back in late July, all of August for to help out with Mrs. Gimpy's knee surgery stuff. And that Rory is her oldest Golden Retriever. He just turned 11, last month or something like that. He and Rocket liked Rory. Rory wasn't too fond of Rocket because Rocket is he doesn't care. He just walks around and he bumps into stuff. Some of that stuff while Rory was here was Rory, which Rory did not appreciate, but he got over it. No, he never got over it. Rocket didn't care, but the running joke in the family now is Rory is Rocket's little brother, despite the fact he is 10 times his size. Does he still remember who, Rory? Rory has actually only met Rocket like 2 or 3 times. Where is it? Was it? Yeah, only 2 or 3 times because we haven't been over there to Arizona since 2015, and Rory just turned 11. So was Rory even there the last time we were there? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Rory was born the last time we were there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't. So yeah, they never met before then, and Rory's been over here twice, I think. I think he came over in 2020 and then this time. So yeah, they've only actually met 2 or 3 times, 3 times at most. 2 times for sure, 3 times maybe. So, and I don't think he remembers them. Again, it's not like they had a close relationship because you got to remember, Mickey and Rocket are so damn old. I mean, when Rory was born in 2015, Mickey and Rocket were what 8 years old at that point. Is that right? Yeah, 8 years old when they first met him. So they're already well mature dogs at that point. With the first time they met, and Mickey and Rocket, they had no interest in playing with freaking puppies, especially ones that were bigger than them. So that relationship never really developed. And all the other, my mom has 3 other Goldens, and they're all, I think the closest one is 2 years younger than Rory, and I can't have they Mickey and Rocket met 3 of them because the fourth one, she was born just a couple of years back. So, and they haven't, yeah, she was born in like 2022. Yeah, I think she's born 22, and we haven't been over there, and she's never been over here. So yeah, they've never met the fourth Golden, but the other 3 they've met. But again, they're so much younger than them. There's no real relationship there. Not like when the Golden my mom had when we first got Mickey and Rocket, when they got to meet her when they were not even a year old yet, and they bonded with her instantly, and she loved them. She was an older one. She was like 7, 8 years old by the time they met her, and she loved them, and they loved her. It was funny for the longest time. We'd take them out, go to a park or wherever, and we walk around and run into a golden retriever, and because where don't you run into a golden retriever? And they'd see the golden retriever at a distance, and they get all spastic, and they start barking and barking. And if it's a dog park, you just let them go, and they go running over there. And as soon as they get close, they go, "Oh, you're not Sam." Samantha was the name of the dog. And as they get close, go, "You're not her," and they turn around and come back to us. It's hilarious because they saw her a number of times over the years. They see her every year around Christmas or Thanksgiving, and they loved her. And she really liked them too. We've got the video to prove how much crap she put up from them. And she seemed to enjoy it too. But again, she was a good dog. But anyway, it's long enough. I'm keeping Jeff and Hurricane from doing stuff. So anyway, yeah, I think that's it. So that's the Rocket Report for today or this week.